Hello, I'm Chris Casey.
And I'm Kristen Legata. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we will tell you about a major campaign to stop heroin abuse and talk with a few citizens working on the front lines. But first, making headlines this week. We hope you've enjoyed all of our previews for the last 2 weeks of the Arundel County High School Battle of the Bands. We had Master of Ceremonies, Danny Mays on, and the members of Halftone rock the stage last week. But of course, Mother Nature had intervened, and now you have another chance to see the show. Due to snow and ice last weekend, the battle was moved to this Saturday, January 31st. Please be sure to come out and support these young teenagers with talent. The show starts at 5 p.m. It's not too late to get your tickets either. Just go to www.aabattle.com for more details. Tickets will also be available at the door. This is also a chance to check out the new digs at Maryland Hall for the Creative Arts in Annapolis. Completely renovated venue has better acoustics, better lighting, and room for more people to rage with student musicians from almost every high school in the county. So bring out your earplugs, Chris, because we're ready to rock.
I don't need earplugs, all right? I want the music at full decibel level.
All right,
Soak it all in. Well, as you know, we got to move on to something that's a little more serious, and it's something that touches nearly everyone in our county and everyone watching right now. Everyone in county government has turned their focus to fighting heroin abuse this week. County Executive Steve Shue was joined by representatives of a new work group tackling the issue. They were from law enforcement, public schools, health, and just about every agency you can think of. County Executive Shue declared a state of emergency and promised to devote a lot of time and energy to stopping a problem that has led to nearly 1 overdose fatality per week in the county.
As I think you know, there were well over 300 overdoses last year. We are currently on pace for a fatality a week from heroin in Arundel County, and it is absolutely everywhere. A lot of us of a certain age think of heroin as that drug that sort of only exists in the gritty urban pockets in faraway places, but that's not heroin today. Heroin today is everywhere. It's north, south, east, west. It's in the wealthy suburbs. It's in the poor communities. It's everywhere, and it is destroying lives. It's wrecking people's futures, and we have to attack this in a very serious and determined way.
The county executive is preparing a resolution for the county council to also join the cause. I talked to Councilman Chris Trumbauer after the event, and here's what he had to say.
Well, I was very pleased to be here because this issue is very important. It's something that I've been concerned about for a while, and was interested to hear the county executive's remarks, but also I thought hear from the other stakeholders. It was particularly important to me that certainly there is a law enforcement component of this, but I really think the action here is getting out into the communities, education and awareness and prevention. Substance use disorders are terrible things to deal with, and there's still a lot of stigma attached to them. So I was really pleased to hear from the Board of Ed, the Health Department, and the other partners in this effort. I think it's going to be a big effort, it's a big task, and I'm certainly standing here ready to support the county executive in that effort.
Now, we will have much more on this issue in the coming months, so please stay tuned to our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for all kinds of useful information about how you can help join this fight.
So you were at the press conference, Chris.
Yes.
It seemed like a pretty impressive group of people. So What was the general mood of the room?
Well, as you can guess, this is a very serious topic, and until now, subject of heroin abuse and how far into our communities it has actually become hasn't been taken seriously enough. People need to understand that every child is at risk of falling into that trap. You know, people used to have a misconception that heroin abuse was stuck in the inner cities, and I think after the press conference yesterday, people were starting to realize how big of a problem this is. So the mood ended up being pretty heavy because of the serious nature of the topic that was being talked about, but it was hopeful, you know, because there's a way forward with this, and this is the first time that so many organizations and aspects of government have been brought together to work to fight this issue and eradicate it from our county.
And we'll definitely be discussing about how our community can come together to fight this issue in a little bit. But, well, here in Arundel County, we have a front row seat to all of the goings-on at the State House as our elected representatives descend on the Capitol to pass a budget and debate the pressing issues of the day. We hope you'll check out our new program, Public Affairs Now, where we talk to the decision makers to keep you in the know. You can go to Arundel TV on Facebook to watch archived episodes in case you missed it. Last week, Annapolis Mayor Mike Pandelides, members of the County Council, and County Executive Shue presented their priorities to the General Assembly delegation, including legislation that would allow police to moonlight at bars, restaurants, and other private businesses. Council Chairman Jerry Walker told the delegation that the legislation does a lot to keep people safe, including scaring off would-be underage alcohol purchasers. He urged them to support the change.
In opposition to it. In addition to that, keep in mind one of the other things, and I went out to one of the larger establishments here in the county as well, up in the northern part, talked to the owner up there, and he said, you know, just the fact that we have the cruiser sitting out there with an officer in the cruiser prevents underage folks from trying to sneak in with IDs. He said, you know, we get it all the time, a person that's standing at the door checking ID, and he took me in the back and he showed me a stack of fake IDs that they collected at the door. And he said it's real easy to take the ID, look at it, know that there's a problem, and then say, you know what, this looks a little funny, why don't we walk over to the cruiser and take a look and let the police officer run it. And then they're like, oh, well, you know, heck with you guys, I'm going somewhere else. You know, right, okay, well, you know, it immediately lets you know there was an issue. And so he, like I said, he had a big rubber banded stack of these IDs sitting on his shelf right next to his desk. And so it's the perfect, you know, reason why we need to have police officers in their cruisers sitting out there to prevent these types of things. Not only the fights on the back end, but mission entrance issues on the front end. So as the county executive said, that bill did pass the council 7-0. So I think it is something that, that we are supportive of.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll talk with members of the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition of Anne Arundel County. For now, take a look at our community calendar for events around town. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
They said I couldn't drink. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio today are 3 representatives from the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition for Anne Arundel County. Welcome. And why don't we start with an introduction of each of you want to give your name and let us know which areas you're representing today.
Okay. My name is Angela Gerben. I work with Chesapeake Center for Youth Development. The coalition is Northern Lights Against Substance Abuse, and the areas that we serve is Pasadena, Glen Burnie, Brooklyn Park, and Curtis Bay.
Great.
Hi, my name is Sherry Medley, and I am the Executive Director for Hands of Hope, and I'm representing that of the Western Anne Arundel County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, and we serve Odenton, Jessup, Laurel, Fort Meade, Severn, and I forgot. Oh, Fort Meade. Okay.
Fort Meade. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes, a lot. Yes.
Hi, I'm Jim Ziga from South County Bridges to a Drug-Free Community, and we serve South County from the South River south.
There's another big area.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. All right, and can you guys give us a bit of an overview about the missions that your coalitions represent? What is it that you're looking to accomplish?
Sure. Through the North, our mission is to decrease underage drinking and substance abuse in the community. The ways that we go about that, we work with the police department, provide compliance checks, police training, saturation and party patrols, which where the police actually go into the community on certain, like for prom, certain events where they know that youth are going to be out drinking at different parties to try to catch them. We also offer TAM training, which is techniques and alcohol management training, to the employees of local liquor establishments to teach them how to check IDs so you know, these minors aren't getting served. And how we kind of go through to the substance abuse. We have the strategies for underage drinking, but how we get our strategies out for substance abuse is working through the schools, through local SAD chapters. We go to all the schools, like the back to school nights, any events that the school has. I mean, we go in there, we have prevention materials, you know, giveaways, anything to get, you know, to the youth and to the parents, get our message out. We also have recently been doing parent meetings in communities where we actually go out into certain communities. For instance, for us, you know, we have 5 different areas that we, you know, serve, and they are big, and you know, it's a different population for each. So what we do is, you know, for instance, we went to Pasadena, and you know, we took information in there, but we also tailored it to Pasadena, all the issues that are going on in schools in Pasadena. So, you know, it was more of a personal touch, you know, and know that we're not just coming in to bring, you know, data and statistics for the whole county. You know, we actually care. We're community members ourselves. You know, we're in here, we have kids in school, and you know, we just want them to know that, you know, we're here to help, anything.
I think that is important to note that these are community members as well.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Anything different in West County or South County?
Well, with West County, we piggybacking off of Angela, we also do the compliance check, the party patrol, and as well as we also also do a lot of things with the youth in the community as well. We do Red Ribbon Week, in which we go into the schools in Arundel County. We partner with North County as well as South County, getting information into the elementary, middle, and high school about Red Ribbon Week and some of the things that needs to be done. Right now, West County, we have a media contest that we have. The media contest, we are very fortunate to be able to have funds for the media contest with that of the Anne Arundel County Licensing and Beverage Association, who help sponsor that. So each year we send out a information about how to go about the media contest. Derek Farmer is very instrumental in that. That is his baby. We will be having a open house and a open house on May the 22nd at Meade High School about 5:30, and you will see a lot of what the young people are doing with that. They are doing videos and they are doing posters, and it's just really, really nice. And it all rounds about that of substance abuse. So that's some of the things we have done. We have been in 60 establishments in West County. We give them We cards, and that is the logo, the stickers, and the decals to all the liquor establishments in West County, letting them know that we want them to partner with us as far as giving their participants, their vendors, that information to let them know that we are against underage drinking as well as substance abuse.
Sure. Jim, did you have any different strategies you use in South County?
Well, in South County, I think we want to educate the public on the prevalence and prevention of drug abuse. We do that through a series of town hall meetings where we present the data that's collected by the county, and the people that come ask us questions specific to what they need, what they want to know. We have also partnered with schools, of course the health department, the police department, the public. We have many concerned parents on our committee. Our whole goal is to prevent substance abuse, and I'm saying that many times because that's our website, www.preventsubstanceabuse.org.
Yes.
Sure. So you mentioned about an event going on later on this month in February. Any other events coming up in your guys' area?
We are, but first I wanted to add on, I forgot in the first segment, we actually have a tip line, it's countywide, for residents, parents to call in if they know of an underage drinking party. That's one of our strategies. And also the Parents Who Host Lose the Most campaign, we're getting ready to start doing that countywide.
Oh wow, what is that?
That is a bunch of promotional materials, basically talking about parents who host these parties. You're going to get in trouble. You know, you're going to get fined. There's consequences. It's not like it was before. So we want to get that message out.
So that's an issue that's happening currently. Are parents hosting parties at home where underage drinking and substance abuse is occurring?
It's very prevalent. And so one of the things we definitely want to do, we want to saturate the county with that information, letting them know that you are responsible for what goes on in your home. So you cannot shift the blame to anyone, and that's the reason why we are having the Parents Who Host the Most throughout Anne Arundel County. We was able to receive funding from the Traffic and Safety Administration to do this campaign. So we want to saturate it with the information. We want to go to organizations, faith-based organizations, schools, small communities, and to let them know that it is so very important that parents understand that there's ramifications for them having parties at their home. Whether they know it or not, they are still responsible for that, because we know that with alcohol, that's sort of like a subway to other drugs, and it could be that of marijuana, opium, or whatever, but we know that drinking sometimes go hand in hand with that, so we want parents to understand that we are very serious with this part of it.
So Parents Who Host the Most, and then what other big events or campaigns are your coalitions about to have or currently having?
We actually have 2 parent community forums coming up. In light of recent activity in Freetown, we're going to go in through the Housing Commission to come in and talk to the residents of Freetown about substance abuse. So we're going to be doing that. We're also going to have a parent forum at the Big Vanilla in Pasadena on February 24th. And that's actually our second meeting for Pasadena. So we're going to be coming in there, you know, just talking about everything that's going on in Pasadena. And we just want to get the message out that it's no longer, you know, poor communities. You know, it's affecting all of our kids. It's in our schools. I have a 7th grader who hears more about drugs that sometimes I even know about. And it's really disturbing. So, you know, as a parent, as a community member, and also as my profession, you know, I have a lot of passion to see, you know, we get out in the community and just help as much as we can.
Absolutely. And follow-ups with your coalitions as well?
Well, tonight we're going to Southern High School to participate in their Project Purple drive. It's a pledge where kids sign that they will not do drugs, and they sign a big poster, and we're going to be there presenting our information. And on February 4th, we're also going to South River High School for Shines Day, Sad Shines Day, which is another booster pep rally type thing to kick off Students Against Destructive Decisions.
Yes. And I also wanted to, so not only do we have these 3 coalitions that kind of work under the health department, even though we all are from different, you know, organizations, there's also another one. So we actually have 4 in Anne Arundel County. It's the Broadneck Peninsula Coalition, and they are with the Office of Partnership for Children, Youth, and Families. So not only us, and we all just, you know, we all work together. So even though she's in West, he's in South, I'm in North, we all, you know, combine strategies. We use the same things, and we know that Just because something's happening in her area, we know it's happening in ours too. So it's really strong.
And that seems to be the underlying theme here is partnership.
Yes.
Partnership
Right.
between the coalitions, partnership with the communities.
Yes.
All the way to the liquor stores, all the way to the police stations.
Yes.
It's all going to take partnering to make this work and to fight against
Definitely.
substance abuse.
Definitely.
I want to thank you guys so much for joining us on our program.
Thank
If
you
we
so
want to
much.
find out more about getting involved in your events, one more time, the website
www.preventsubstanceabuse.org.
and also your hotline number, your tip for tips. And
443-390-8477.
very good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take a quick
Thank
break.
you.
We'll be right back with more Week in Review.
Enroll today. That's what we're here together to say. Enroll today. Take care of people for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats. Enroll.
A new world of healthcare is here to stay. Do something for those who care about you. Enroll today.
Welcome back. Each year, our volunteer fire companies get together and celebrate the year that was. Our own Victor Henderson was out and about at Lakeshore Volunteer Fire Department last weekend for their installation of officers and banquet. Victor.
Thanks, guys. We're here with the president and the vice president of the Anne Arundel County Volunteer Firefighters Association. Paul Damaski is the president of the association, and Tim Hall is the vice president. He's also the chief of Lakeshore Volunteer Fire Company, who is having their installation of officers tonight. So, two questions. One, why do volunteer fire companies have an installation of officers, and why are they important?
Well, Victor, the installation is one way that the companies recognize the volunteers that have done extraordinary service throughout the year through enormous runs and whatnot. It is also the point where the company recognizes the outgoing officers that served greatly for the previous year and those that have been elected to represent them for this upcoming year. And that's where they install the officers, just like we do the presidential inauguration or the inauguration of the governor or the county exec.
Thank you. And how does somebody volunteer to become a firefighter?
Well, there's a couple different ways. One is you can go to your local volunteer company and knock on the door and ask to see any of the volunteers. They'd be glad to tell you about it and how their company functions. The other way is the association itself has a website. It's www.aacvfa.org, and the phone number is 410-923-JOIN.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tim, have a good installation of officers tonight, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Victor. Now, I do believe Lakeshore would be your home fire station, correct?
It depends on what way I'm coming and going,
Okay.
but yeah, they actually transported me to the hospital one time. I
Did
turned
they?
out being okay. I was wrestling with my older brother. I was about 9, 10 years old. Fell off the couch. Thought I broke my neck. Turns out I just tore a muscle. But people at Lakeshore, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm still here, right?
Yeah, that's true, and I'm glad you are here. And since you are here, let's discuss what's big this weekend. And of course, I'm talking about the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl?
The big game.
Wait, is that a football game?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Or is it an eating event? I'm never really sure.
I think it's a event to watch commercials and see who can come up
Agreed.
with the brightest pitch.
Yes, so some hot controversy going on right now is GoDaddy, of course. They're always the subject of hot controversy when it comes to Super Bowl commercials. They released, I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, I saw it.
Okay, the commercial with the puppy, which clearly was a little bit of a copyright infringement on Budweiser's commercials with the Clydesdales and the puppy.
Yeah.
Similar story going on here. Puppy falls out of the truck, it's raining, puppy's by himself, makes his way back home. GoDaddy
And then
had
they
a
ship
bit of
him
a
off.
horrible ending.
Had a little
though.
twist, you know.
So a lot of people are outraged. Of course, PETA and some other, people are saying, pull that commercial.
We'll see how it turns out. I'm sure there's going to be other ones that might take away some of the thunder. So.
Yeah, I'm sure this was a big promotion thing for GoDaddy, and we'll see some even more racy commercials from them for the Super Bowl. Now, halftime, we're going to have Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Yeah.
What do you think she's going to sing?
Oh, gosh, probably Firework, which we'll have some fireworks. California Girl is a big one that everyone knows, but I don't think, because of being in Phoenix, they're really going to talk about California much during the halftime.
I heard that there's someone taking bets nationally as to what she's going to appear on stage with, whether it's going to be pants, a skirt, or, you know.
Or who knows what. It's dealing with these pop stars these days.
I think overall,
with cream, who knows, you know?
The hype of the Super Bowl is, you know.
Absolutely.
It's getting a little crazy.
You think she'll have any special guests? She does appear on a song with Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg? Well.
Or Snoop Lion, whatever he's going by.
Snoop Lion, we'll call him S-Dog.
Yeah. Now, okay, let me get a little deeper in controversy with you here. Do you think the Patriots should be playing this weekend?
I do, but I'm conflicted.
I don't. I'm totally against it. I think, first of all, I'm Team Bill Nye. It's very much proven that they do not know what they're talking about regarding the cold in these footballs. So.
Yeah, I think they should definitely be punished. There's definitely going to be some ramifications that come from it.
And right now, they still get to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I just don't know if stopping the process and over deflated ball is really that big of an issue. You still don't know who did it, who was responsible. So,
I think we know who did it.
Yeah, Tom Brady. But we don't need to go there. But
yeah.
Controversy and upcoming events aside, we'll see you next week because this wraps up this week's edition. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or Google Plus by searching Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights from around the county. We'll see you next time.
Go Seattle.